So these last 4 weeks or so have been pretty horrendous, to say the least. First, let me apologize for not uploading a video last week. I know I have broken my having at least one video out every week schedule, but it was a good run. I will say that it was a pretty decent run, and hopefully we can get that going again, and maybe even be up to 2 videos a week at some point. So a little update on what's going on with my Audi. Currently, it is still in the shop. And that is because I had to take it back to the shop because the shop that I had taken to previously, which I had to take it back to them because this repair thing wasn't covered under the warranty, so the only way I would be able to get out of paying for it was if I took it back to the original shop that screwed it up in the first place. But how they screwed it up is that when they were putting on my new oil pump, they neglected to put in 2 bolts onto the oil pan, so my car left the shop pretty much spewing oil all over the road. And I was gonna do a full update video on that last week, but the story just keeps on unfolding and getting longer and longer. So once this thing gets settled by Friday, hopefully next week I can have a full-on update video on what exactly happened. That it's pretty bad. So since I don't have my Audi, I've been driving around my Civic everywhere, which is my project car, and driving it home from school today, I think it finally bit the dust. So what happened with that was I was driving into school this morning, and when I was on a kind of not really main road, I noticed my tachometer just started going crazy out of nowhere. Then my check engine light came on, and then my entire dashboard lit up, and my car just shut down in the middle of the road. So I had to coast myself over into a parking lot and restart it, and it restarted fine. I had no issues the entire rest of the way down there until my class had ended, and I go back to the parking lot, expecting to get the start and expecting it to be able to drive home.
That's just fucking awesome, isn't it?
And it did not start. Like, I tried it a few times, and it was turning over, but it wasn't really turning over. Well, I got it to, like, fully turn over. It was cranking, but it wasn't turning over. And when I finally got it to turn over, it stayed on for maybe about 3 seconds, and then it just shut back down again. And I know it wasn't the battery, because everything else electrical in my car was working perfectly fine. So I called my neighbor who owns a tow truck company, and he is not at the shop. So he sent me to another shop, and I'm calling them, and like I pretty much have it set up for a guy to come and tow my car. And then I call my dad, and he reminds me that I have roadside assistance covered under Nationwide. And so I called the tow truck company and tell them, yo, cancel that, tow truck driver, I got this covered. I tried one more time, and the damn thing finally starts. So I call up Nationwide, and I tell them, yo, hold off on that roadside assistance. I got the thing started. I'm gonna try to haul my ass home as fast as I possibly can. So I go out of the parking lot and I go onto the main road, and I am flying down the main road, which is probably not the best idea, considering the fact that my car might be broken. But I just wanted to get home as fast as I possibly can before the thing shut down again, and I was stranded. So I get off the main road, and I'm driving in sort of the back roads that's towards where I live, and it cuts out again. And I managed to restart it immediately, and then I drive it for about maybe 150 more feet, and then it cuts out again. Same thing, I restart it, and I just keep on driving. And it's pretty sketchy for like maybe the first minute and a half after doing that, but then it seems fine. So finally, I'm about maybe a mile and a half away from my house, and I'm on a hill, and it cuts out, and that was it. Would not start back up. So I pull off the side of the road, and trying to start it, and it's not working. And I can hear the engine trying to turn on, but nothing's happening. The car will not start, like, whatsoever. So I pretty much accepted my fate at this point, and I called my friend, I'm like, yo, I'm stranded on the side of the road, can you come pick me up? And I was gonna go back to my house, and then, like, I don't know, maybe call a towing service and, like, direct them to where the car is. Like, I didn't really know what I was gonna do at this point. I just, like, was fed up. I just wanted to go home at this point. So I'm waiting there for like maybe 15-20 minutes or so, and I'm trying to crank it one more time, and I see my friend driving down the road, and it finally starts. So again, I'm hauling my ass back home, And I just texted my friend like right before I was about to leave. I was like, "Yo, like you're behind me, so if I break down again, you're definitely gonna see me broken down on the side of the road." So pulling into my neighborhood, it cuts out 2 more times, and I have a little bit difficulty starting it up the second time. But I get it started, and I just drive it straight home and pull in my driveway, and that's pretty much the end of that little horror show. So then my friend Aaron comes over, you saw him in the last video, and we are trying to check out like what's wrong with the car. I filmed a little bit of that, I'll just insert that there. So one of our first guesses is that it might be a bad fuel pump. So we pull off the fuel lines and try to see if I'm actually getting proper fuel pressure in order to start the car and keep it running. And it squirts out like a garden hose, so I am. So that's not the issue. So we start pulling out my spark plugs, and they are covered in oil. Like, they look like exactly what spark plugs should not look like. So there's obviously something causing oil to leak into my spark plug well, which is extremely bad. And also, they were pretty loose, like when we took them out the first time. So we tested to see if I was actually getting any spark when we cranked the engine, and it did not seem like I was getting any spark. So we tried cleaning off the spark plugs, like with a paper towel, which, by the way, is not a solution for bad spark plugs. Just get new ones if you're really trying to fix the car, which, in this case, we kind of were. We were just kind of wanted to see what was wrong with it. So all the spark plugs are pretty bad, so we cleaned them off and put them back in. And we tried to start the car again, and it didn't want to start at all. Like, the starter motor was, like, operating extremely slowly, and it did not sound like it wanted to start whatsoever. So I took a jump box and hooked it up to the battery and just like see what would happen, and the starter motor started operating a lot more quickly, but it still didn't start. So yeah, oil leaking into my coil chambers could be a pretty serious issue. Could be failing O-rings or failed gasket, I'm not entirely sure. I think I'm just gonna call it on the D15 because we're supposed to be getting the B16 in it in about a month and a half or so. For that, I just need to get the ECU, which I'm getting a Honda S300 ECU, and I'm getting a full tuck wiring harness. So I just need to have those ordered and have those come in. Also, I need to order an exhaust and a cold air intake. So the B16A should be going in, like I said, in a month and a half. I'm not going to be doing it myself because I'm okay with working on cars, but doing a full engine swap, that's way above my head, so I would rather have someone do it professionally than rather try to do it myself and end up breaking something and having to spend more money and just have it being some endless cycle of breaking crap and having to fix it again. Right, I'd rather just have it done right the first time. And I know the guy who's doing it, it's my neighbor. I will try. I really want to be able to cover the process, but like I said, I work like 8 to 10 hour days, like pretty much all week, and I have class and stuff like that, so I can't promise that I'm actually going to be able to cover the full engine swap process, but if I can, I will definitely try to cover that as best as I possibly can. But regardless, in the end, there will now be a B16A Civic hatch on the channel, which will be pretty awesome. Moving along in this little update video, car show season starts Sunday, so I'm going to a car show on Sunday. I'm going to the Elite Tuner All-Wheel Drive Fest, and right after that I'm going to Honda Day at Englishtown. So I'm going to have videos from both the All-Wheel Drive Fest and Honda Day, so look forward to that in the next 2 or 3 weeks or so, depending on how long it takes me to edit them and how much time I have on my hands. I'll try to bang them out pretty quickly. And also, there's been an absence of the gaming videos. I'm gonna try to get them back on the channel, like, hopefully by the end of this month. That's more of a scheduling thing. Like, the people I play with, like, don't always have schedules that can coexist with mine. So that's more so of, like, planning ahead and actually being able to schedule times that we can play together. And I can try doing videos by myself. Like, I'm not very good at talking and playing games. That's something I need to get better at. Like, I'm either concentrating on one thing or concentrating on the other. Like, if I'm focusing on talking, I'm not going to be that good at playing, and if I'm focusing on playing, I'm not really going to be talking that much. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Just a little update video on like what's been going on in the last couple weeks, and a little explanation, I guess, on why I didn't upload last week, because I've been dealing with a lot of crap, like with my Audi and other stuff. I'm sorry it wasn't really a spectacular video, but you know, just trying to keep up with my workflow. So yeah, I will see you guys in the next video, and I will have a car show video and some drag races from H-Day out in the next couple weeks. So I hope you guys, yeah, what was I saying? I hope you guys will stick around to see those, and I hope that you will enjoy them. Actually, I'm pretty sure that you will enjoy them, because car show videos seem to be one of my biggest selling points. And also, I have a lot of fun making them. So yeah, that's that, and I will see you guys in the next video. Have a good day. Hopefully one a lot better than mine.
You're the judge, oh no, set me free.